Hello and welcome back to Crypto Saving Experts, where we talk about the latest cryptocurrency news and take a look at the markets so that we all know exactly what is happening. My name is Jess and we do these videos every single weekday. So if you do want to stay up to date with the latest cryptocurrency news, don't forget to hit us with a like and a subscribe and turn on your bell notification button so you don't miss what's going on in the world of crypto. We can see here that Bitcoin is currently at $29,256, up just 0.9% in the last 24 hours, but a green day is a green day. We accept it. In Ethereum, we have $1,910, up 1.34%. So no complaints coming from Crypto Saving Expert this morning. We have seen nice moves to the upside. At the end of today's video, we will be doing some Bitcoin analysis, see what's going on the charts. But first of all, we are going to take a look at the cryptocurrency news. Now let's check in with the chat. Hello everybody who has tuned in. Thank you very much for tuning in as always. Let's get on with the first piece of news here, which is about the Binance CEO, CZ. Let's get this all set up correctly, make sure it's all looking good. So we can see here that he's been discussing the article written by Bloomberg that said he has a wealth of $28 billion. Now, he said this is just completely not true. I don't know why they continue to spread false news. We've also seen here that he has said he's never viewed FTX as a rival. We welcome more well-run exchanges in the space. Now, that well-run is a very big dig at FTX, but as a whole, he's trying to say this is just not true. News articles are making news that just are completely false, and a lot of them seem to be around CZ. So much so, he's created the number 4, which stands for ignore fraud, fake news, and attacks. And he's had to actually make this a thing so that people know what he's on about because he has to say it so much. So hopefully things like this will start to calm down. We see the media going after Binance and CZ over and over again. Maybe it gets good clicks, but overall, if the news isn't true, it's a bad reputation that people are building here. Let's move on to the next article here and see what's going on in the world of cryptocurrency regulation. So first of all, we have Hong Kong regulators to release guidelines for crypto license next month. So the guidelines will give retail traders access to top virtual assets on crypto trading platforms by June. And so Hong Kong are moving very quickly at the moment. Cryptocurrency regulation in the US has become very unclear. It's very difficult to understand how you can regulate your company in the correct way. They don't have guidelines of how you can regulate your cryptocurrency company, and they seem to be issuing Wells notices to everybody in the cryptocurrency space. So companies are looking to move out of the US if they do not sort this out in the short term. And when they are moving out of the US, they're looking at other jurisdictions, and Hong Kong are putting themselves in a brilliant position. Hong Kong banks are looking to work with cryptocurrencies. The regulators are looking to make it easy for cryptocurrency companies to grow in the space. And overall, they're trying to become a hotspot for cryptocurrency, and they are really mastering that at the moment. They are doing all the right things to put themselves in that position. So taking a look at this article, we can see that the Securities and Futures Commission of Hong Kong, or the CFC, is set to enhance its cryptocurrency regulatory framework by releasing guidelines on its licensing regime for related entities in May. So according to a Bloomberg report, the CEO of the SFC disclosed the plan at a local event on Thursday, and the CEO said a consultation process for the framework for crypto exchanges got over 150 responses. So they are looking at making frameworks for cryptocurrency companies to get their licenses. And we are seeing that the whole of Hong Kong is opening up to cryptocurrency, as we just discussed. We've seen OKX announce that it was in the process of setting up an entity in Hong Kong. We've seen Exchange Bybit is considering basing its Asian operations in the region alongside parts of its research and development team. And we've also seen that the cryptocurrency friendly environment in Hong Kong keeps attracting digital asset firms, especially with the ban in mainland China. And we did actually report here at Crypto Saving Experts that Chinese banks in Hong Kong seek to work with crypto firms moving to the region due to the ban. And some of the bank's representatives have had to pitch their services to digital asset companies to show their eagerness to connect with them. So as I was saying, Hong Kong have put themselves in a brilliant position to welcome different cryptocurrency companies into the jurisdiction. And it's a brilliant time for them to be doing this when we're seeing companies moving out of like the US, for example, and other countries that can't regulate the industry in the correct way. So they're really going to capitalize off these moves, I think. So let's move on to the next article here and see what else is going on. we've seen SEC Chair Gary Gensler take aim at cryptocurrency once again. Now, I don't think there's going to be a week in crypto where I don't bring this up on a live stream. Every single week, there's something new from the SEC and Gary Gensler, making it difficult for cryptocurrency companies in the US. And we are seeing here that he has put out a tweet on Thursday which says, intermediaries for investment contracts are required to comply with securities law and register with SEC government. And he said, instead, many crypto firms are contending that their investment contracts are something else. The law cares about what something actually is, not what you call it. Now, obviously, that is true. In the eyes of the law, we need to determine what something is, not what something the founder has described it to be. However, we need clarity on this, and we need clarity on the regulations so we can determine whether an asset, it's very hard for us to determine what an asset is when the laws to determine if an asset is a commodity or a security was created in 1942 or 1946. The Howey test is such an old framework and it doesn't work for the cryptocurrency industry. This is a new piece of technology. It's a new asset class, and you can't just put the old mold on the new model. It just doesn't work, and we need to see this change. We need to see some more clarity around this. We've seen huge amount of problems within the last couple of weeks of being able to determine whether an asset is a commodity or a security. If it's a security, it needs to be regulated by the SEC. If not, the regulation is much lighter, so cryptocurrency companies try and position themselves into a point at which their asset is a commodity, but obviously he's saying that it doesn't always work this way. Let's take a look at the continuing through this article. The Commission has already aimed at the crypto industry in 2023 by filing multiple charges and lawsuits against many industry participants, such as Justin Sun and Coinbase. He also, within the tweet, was a video in which Gensler explains securities laws and derives a comparison between walking a dog without a leash and referring to the animal as a goldfish, not as a dog. So the comparison became apparent later in the video when Gensler stated, instead, many crypto platforms are just pretending that these investment contracts that they offer are more like goldfish. So Gary Gensler also reiterated the SEC's stance regarding cryptocurrency exchanges and appeared to be not changing course from the actions taken thus far this year. So we've seen in the US a lot of people petitioning to try and get clarity on the regulation there. We've seen Coinbase create a campaign called Crypto 435, I think it is, and they are trying to get those within the cryptocurrency industry's voices heard with the regulators so that we can start building a framework which everybody is happy with. We want to see regulation in these countries. We don't want to see bad actors within the space, and regulation is something that we can do to help that. We had regulation within the cryptocurrency industry, maybe things like FTX wouldn't happen, but when we have that regulatory system, we need to make sure that it allows the cryptocurrency industry to continue to grow. That is not what we are seeing at the moment. The cryptocurrency industry is not being allowed to grow in the US, and many different companies are looking to move to other jurisdictions. So this is a really important thing, and it may make the US fall behind on this new technology, and that is something that they should be very fearful of. So let's take a look at the next article here anyway and see what's going on elsewhere in the world of crypto. Let's take a look at this one here. Before we do though, I almost forgot, please don't forget, if you are enjoying today's stream, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. We do these live streams every single weekday at around 12 a.m. BST time, recapping the latest cryptocurrency news, and at the end of today's stream we will be doing some Bitcoin analysis as well, just to see what's going on within the markets. We are up just below 1% for Bitcoin in the last 24 hours, so it's a green 24 hours all in all, but we'll take a look at what could be in the future of the Bitcoin price. Let's take a look at this article here. We have a lot of people saying hello in the chat. Hello, thank you very much for joining us once again. We have this article here that says CFTC wins record for $3.4 billion judgment in Bitcoin fraud case against South African CEO. So the penalty judgment against the CEO of Mirror Trading International is the highest the Commodities and Future Trading Commission has ever recorded. So the CFTC on Thursday announced it landed a default judgment against a fugitive South African CEO in what is described as the Commission's largest fraud scheme case involving Bitcoin. So the CFTC said the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Texas passed an order requiring Steinberg, the CEO of Mirror Trading International Proprietary Limited, or MTI for short, to pay $3.4 billion in penalties, marking the highest civil monetary penalty ordered in a CFTC case. Now, cases like this really frustrate me because they really put down and people look at this and think cryptocurrency is a scam, cryptocurrency is this, it's that, it's a Ponzi scheme to get rich quick scheme. It's not, but we do have bad actors within the space. So we need to filter those out, and that is where we are fighting for regulation, but we want that regulation to be correct. So we can see here the court order also finds that they are liable for the accusations by the commodities regulator. And the CFTC had accused the CEO of running a fraudulent multi-level marketing business to solicit Bitcoin from investors via an unregistered commodity pool operated under MTI. So what we are seeing here, let's get this right, that they were operating in the US, you would assume. But we have seen in the last couple of weeks that the US have been told they can't regulate outside of their jurisdiction, according to Do Kwon's lawyers. So I assume this is all within the US. Let's see what else is going on here. JB said, just got paid, brought more Bitcoin. This is the moves we like to see, JB. Nothing is financial advice here on the channel. I don't like to give too much away, but I've just been paid and I did something similar. Let's take a look at the next piece of news here. We have Binance to start operations in Japan after the 23rd of June. So as I've been saying throughout this live stream, companies are looking to grow in other jurisdictions outside of the US, Japan being one of them. So Binance is reportedly planning to restart its operations in Japan in June, and the news comes after its full acquisition of SEBC in November 2022. So Binance is conquering many different jurisdictions right now, offering cryptocurrency exchange services to many different people around the world. They've included a full list of the different cryptocurrency pairs that they are offering to their users in Japan. And we are seeing here, as global regulators increasingly scrutinize the crypto sector, Binance has gained regulatory approval in France, Italy, Spain, Bahrain, and these other places as well. And those CEO, CZ, the crypto exchange, has also expressed interest in adhering to the recently passed MiCA bill in the EU. So we can talk about this. He's tweeted, CZ has said, the fine details will matter, but overall, we think this is a pragmatic solution to the challenges we collectively face. There are now clear rules of the game for crypto exchanges to operate in the EU. We're ready to make adjustments to our business over the next 12 to 18 months to be in a position of full compliance. Now, this is really useful, something like this, for the cryptocurrency companies. We're seeing the EU create a regulatory framework as a whole for cryptocurrency companies, and we're seeing them try and clarify and make clarity around these regulations so that companies can comply with them. And what this means is that cryptocurrency companies don't need to understand the regulation from every single country, make sure they are all trying to create a regulatory framework that has clarity surrounding it. Instead, if the EU do a good job of this, they could just get regulated in all of these different jurisdictions very, very quickly. So that's a really positive thing coming from the EU in the last couple of weeks. Let's move on to the next article now. See what else we have here. Please don't forget, if you are enjoying today's stream, to like and subscribe on today's video, and don't forget to hit the bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. We are currently on 15 likes for today's stream, so if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. We are on a mission to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, because I would like to get one of those big silver plaques that say 100,000 subscribers for Crypto Saving Expert. Also, if you interact lots on the live stream and over on Twitter, you could be in with the chance of winning this goodie bag if you're from the UK. And it's got lots of good stuff inside of it. It's got lots of notepads. I have about 50 of these flying around my house with different notes on. We also have some coasters. We have some air fresheners that smell really, really good and nice. I don't know if you can see those at all. It's got the whole logo on. Upside down, there we go. Lots of nice stuff in here. And we also have a nice pen. These are the new pens. I don't think I have an old pen on me. The old pens were like one of those clicky ones. This one feels more posh and professional. It's very nice. So if you want to be in the chance to win this, don't forget to go over to our Twitter and engage with the account. Let's take a look at this next cryptocurrency news anyway. We have Giddy, a self-custodial smart crypto wallet, raises $6.9 million in a fresh investment round. So they've done this at a valuation of around $15 million. And this is already, approximately $15 million has already been raised by the startup. So their valuation must be incredibly high. That $15 million was too low. Let's take a look at this anyway. According to the news statement from the business, the investors participated in this round, and co-creator of Fortnite also made a strategic investment. So Giddy is a self-custody smart wallet that links cryptocurrency owners to DeFi income opportunities. The additional funding will be utilized to advance Giddy's goal of making crypto DeFi adoption simple for everyone, a plan that the Giddy team believes is possible due to their groundbreaking recoverable self-custody smart wallet technology. So huge valuation there and huge amount of money raised for Giddy. It'll be interesting to see how they perform in the future. Taking a look at the chat, John Chase Neighbours said, I got a goodie bag from Jordan last week. If you also go to the races, Jordan's competing in the mini races all up and down the country, and the season's just starting to kick off. And he's been handing out these goodie bags. I don't know if I even showed the bag. You also get it all inside this nice bag as well. So if you go to one of these, he's been handing them out there as well. The air freshers are my favourite parts because they smell incredibly strong and they're very nice. There's a new car scent and a cherry scent, and I think you get both in these goodie bags. So make sure to either go to one of his races and check it out. I'm going to try and get to one in a couple of months. Within the next couple of months, I would like to try and go to a few. So you might see me there as well. You never know. But let's go on to the next cryptocurrency news article here and see what's going on. We have up to $20 million of crypto stolen in AT&T system hack. The multinational telecommunications company AT&T has confirmed the cyber criminals have infiltrated AT&T email addresses, and the hackers have been gaining access to users' crypto exchange wallets and may have stolen millions in crypto. So let's take a look at this. They received an anonymous tip that cyber criminals were compromising AT&T email addresses. The hackers have accessed AT&T's internal network and created mail keys for AT&T email addresses. AT&T is becoming a little bit of a mouthful here. So mail keys allow users to log into their email addresses via email apps like Outlook, but hackers exploit them maliciously. So once the hacker has control of the email addresses, requesting a password change and gaining control of the user's cryptocurrency exchange accounts and wallets was a simple task. So TechCrunch's source believed that the hackers had stolen between $15 to $20 million of crypto. So this is another thing that you can see the importance of being safe within cryptocurrency. Obviously, this hack is something that we can't easily avoid. Having two-factor authentication on could really help with safety in the cryptocurrency markets. It's very important to stay safe online because we're holding our funds in self-custody, and we need to make sure we are staying safe. If you want to know how to stay safe within cryptocurrency, you can go over to some of our guides on the cryptocurrency website, cryptosavingexpert.com. But also, if you go to the courses section and you go into Crypto 101, we have this course called Online Safety. Now, this might sound really, really boring, but I did videos for all of these, so if you go onto them, you can it's like 20 minutes worth of videos from me. And it actually is pretty interesting stuff, and it's stuff worth knowing, especially when you're coming into the cryptocurrency industry. We overlook all of the boring stuff like put a VPN on, do this, but it's actually really, really important and something you may thank yourself for later down the line, or you may kick yourself for not doing it sooner. So I definitely recommend to do that. Obviously, everything on the Crypto Saving Expert website is currently free, so you may as well take advantage of it. Let's take a look at the next piece of news here. We have over $4 million lost in Google phishing ads targeting Lido, DeFi Llama, and others. So the number of cryptocurrency users falling victim to phishing ads on Google's search results is skyrocketing. So 3,000 users lost $4 million in Google phishing ads, and this is citing data from June Analytics. We've seen scammers exploit Google ads to steal crypto. Now, this isn't something that we've not seen before within the cryptocurrency space. Even here on YouTube, if you finish a video, usually an ad pops up after it or below it in the banners saying that you can earn free cryptocurrency. It's absolutely crazy, and it's something that we need to fix. We have seen a lot of it over Twitter. Now, Twitter had a lot of scammers and bots in the comments. I believe it has died down since Elon Musk took control of the application. There's still a long way to go with social media platforms and making sure that the phishing ads come to a minimum and they don't continue to go down the path they're going, where it's growing and growing and growing, and more users are losing access to their funds. Make sure to be incredibly careful when choosing what links you are clicking on to do with cryptocurrency, and make sure you are always doing your due diligence. That being said, doing your due diligence is becoming harder and harder, and scams are looking more and more realistic, I do have to say. Last week we did do an article on CZ saying that he'd followed a couple of Twitter accounts on his Twitter when they'd been replying to his tweets, and those owners of those Twitter accounts were selling their accounts, and then the new owners were having these Twitter accounts that CZ followed and making up a whole meme coin. So it looked like CZ was supporting these super low cap meme coins, when really the owner of the account, the original owner of the account, had just sold it to these meme coin companies. It's absolutely petrifying how realistic some of these projects can look. So we just need to make sure we are constantly doing our due diligence within the cryptocurrency space. But let's take a look now at the price of Bitcoin and see what's going on With the price of Bitcoin, we have had a lot of volatility. This is the 4-hour chart. We can see we had a huge move to the downside. This is said to be amongst the fears of the US government and Mt. Gox selling their Bitcoin, and this could cause a huge move to the downside. Now, I would like to say the US government have said they've got 4 trenches of Bitcoin. The first one they dumped on the 14th of March. Now, no one actually knew they were dumping this Bitcoin on the 14th of March. And we didn't see a negative day on the 14th of March. If we take a look at what happened on the 14th of March, let's get this right. Where is it? Down, 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 down. On the daily chart we should be. That would be more useful, wouldn't it, Jess? And taking a look here at... My chart's messing up everywhere. 14th of March, you can see this is the day. So this is the day we saw that huge move to the downside. Yes, we did see we saw a huge move to the upside, and yes, we did see a move back to the downside, but that sell order was absorbed pretty nicely into the markets, and we continued to rally to the upside. So the actual dumping of those assets didn't affect the markets. They may have even done an over-the-counter deal, but the fear spread around the government selling their Bitcoin or around that Gox selling their Bitcoin causes a bigger dump than if they actually just dumped it into the markets, and that is what we are seeing here. Those fears have spread like wildfire around the cryptocurrency industry. The Mt. Gox fears have been spreading for years, and they've pushed the price of Bitcoin down over and over again. The fear surrounding these sales is much bigger than the impact of the actual sales, in my opinion. But we can see here that we have had some volatility within the last couple of days, but overall in the last 3 days it's been incredibly positive. We've seen a nice bounce from down at that $27,250 level. Now this has come around the fears of seeing more bank runs. First Republic Bank saw 300 billion, but let's go on the Crypto Saving Expert website and check this. Let's see if that's enough to come up. First Republic Bank would have, okay, that was an opinion. $100 billion was withdrawn from First Republic Bank, and its stock price dropped 50% as a result of this. Now, this is because of the fears of having a bank run. These banks then need to realize unrealized losses. They get in more and more trouble as more and more people withdraw their funds from the banking systems. And this doesn't just stay local in First Republic, it spreads like wildfire around the banking industry. Then people look for alternative assets, and many people choose to take a look at the price of Bitcoin, and many people choose to store their value in Bitcoin when we see these fears in the traditional banking system. And that is why we saw a nice big bounce here, and then obviously we saw those fears and that was quickly undone and reversed, and we are now back up at these higher levels. I am looking at the price of Bitcoin now and seeing how important these levels are. So if we take a look at the previous bull market, we definitely saw some levels of support around this range, particularly the lowest daily candle close was around this point here, but I'm also looking at this entire zone. So if we take the zones, this whole point here is the level of support that we've seen within the markets. Now, if we drag this out to where we are now, we are within that zone. It acted as a very important zone on the way down during that bear market, and it's now acting as a very important zone on the way up. So I am keeping a close eye on this. We may get rejected from it a couple more times, but overall, if we can get above this, I'll be feeling pretty bullish. We also do have a CME gap up at $35,000, and we have one down at $20,000, acting like magnets for the Bitcoin price, and we will have a Bitcoin CME gap opening tonight as well. So we'll keep you up to date with what's going on with this. Make sure we can see if that gap gets closed on Monday morning. We will be reporting on that, so please don't forget to hit like and subscribe and hit the bell notification button, and tune in with us on Monday at 11 a.m. BST time to see what's going on over the weekend. But that is all we have for today, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all back here tomorrow. No, not tomorrow, on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Have a nice time.